companies, when they're looking to cut expenses, they're coming for the heavy hitters from that perspective, from the compensation side. And typically, to your point again, those are typically the older folks in the workforce, unfortunately. But there's one of the ways to combat it is be skillful, keep working on your skills, attend networking events, conferences for sure.
Hold up, what did you say?
Networking events.
Yeah, it's all about who you know.
That's right.
It's about who you know, right?
Yeah.
Building relationships.
Absolutely.
So how important are relationships, for your career or even business growth for that matter?
Oh, they're it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just met with he's here today, a gentleman and younger, just a couple of years in the workforce, which I really love talking to those folks. They have a lot of questions and don't quite understand how things work, and they're slinging resumes on these company websites. Unfortunately, and the ATS, applicant tracking system, just swallow those things up and swallow them and they're done.
You mean the black hole?
Yes, that one. Yeah, which is so unfortunate. So just trying to keep those folks engaged and everybody up to speed on what's going on. But that's it.
Well, tell us about your partnership with CodeLaunch. We're here at the CodeLaunch event this year. Tell us about that partnership and, more about the relationship side of things. With Set Search.
So CodeLaunch, Jason Taylor. Jason and I went to college together.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did you really?
Who you know?
Oh.
That's right.
That's who you know.
That's right. We were fraternity brothers.
Do you see how this works, guys? I want the audience to understand, it's all about who you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Couldn't be said better.
Yeah, so Jason and I were fraternity brothers. I followed his career, excellent career. Have always wanted to be involved in helping him, sponsoring whatever I could do. We see each other, I don't know, a couple, 2-3 times a year. But when I went to Southern Search, some of the previous companies I was at, they didn't want to really do a lot of conferences or networking in that fashion. And I always felt like, man, once I get to a place and they're 100% committed to relationships, I'm going to help Jason, just because that's the type of guy I am. I want, always looking out for people. And so, we're here. I'm super excited, super stoked. I have never been to one, even though he's been out in Houston a couple of times, just could never make it.
Yeah.
But I'm super happy for him, the career and what he's done with improving. I think they're going to the next level, man.
I love it. So besides who you know, right, with Jason, how does CodeLaunch fit into the broader, talent acquisition landscape? How does this fit together?
Yeah, so CodeLaunch is here, and they're opening up, doing what they do. The 8 finalists here. We're going to have, I don't know, Jason told me 700 to 800 people here walking around.
Yeah.
Just, the networking opportunities are bananas.
Well, and I'm sure also these companies, as they get launched, right? That's what this is about, is launching these startup companies.
Yep.
And as they get launched, they're gonna have hiring needs.
Yeah. So it's,
right,
developing a relationship now, hanging on to that, keeping in touch, acting as a consultant to them, so to speak. If I see something that makes sense for one of these vendors here, and I've talked to them here, I'll let them know, hey, look, I'm seeing this in the marketplace. Maybe you're not ready to hire now, but I want to be there when you are ready, right? So I need to develop those relationships, come to these events, keep in touch, finger the pulse of their business as much as I can, and function as sort of that consultant. And I've done that my whole career, right? Developing the relationship, consultative approach. Who maybe they don't have the knowledge in house, they don't have the talent in house. If they're growing, possibly, that's why they come to us, right? And they're like, okay, I've talked to Todd 5 times in the last 2 years. We haven't really had anything, but let's connect now, right? It's an opportunity, right? When they're ready, you got to be ready.
Yeah, I love that. And for the audience listening, right, we're at CodeLaunch 2024, and this event is about helping get these tech companies off the ground, startup companies. They actually compete, right?
Yeah.
They go head to head. They compete. There's going to be a winner today. There's some finalists here, and there's going to be a winner, and so it's a pretty cool event. And then behind the scenes, is there any kind of support that CodeUp gives them to get them off the ground?
CodeLaunch?
Yeah.
So they provide.
Did I say CodeUp?
You did.
I did. My
That's
bad.
All right. So from what I know, there is there's support, there's development support that they provide.
Yeah.
right? So that's the big thing is,
Yeah.
from what I understand from Jason. I don't know all the ins and outs, but there's a lot of support. I know he talks to these folks quite often as well.
Right.
And, there's PE firms, angel investors, venture capitalists, all going to be here walking around. And there's opportunities here for these companies, not just the 8 finalists, for all the companies here. They're out there to.
Well, and the number
pitch
one thing
themselves.
about a company is its people. right?
Absolutely.
And that's why you're here.
Yeah, my dad always told me, you're only as good as the people you hire, Todd.
That's it.
And,
That's it.
and hire above. I mean, I'm never the smartest guy in the room, ever.
Yeah.
So, I got to hire extremely smart people, right? So,
Good mantra to live by.
yeah, exactly.
Well, I always thought this was interesting, Mark, or maybe you can, add to this or what have you. But, as we started this show, throughout the years, we've actually had tons of tech companies and like Code Up and
boot camps
yep,
and all
different-
sorts of
Sure.
reach out to us.
Yes.
That's been so we've always had like coding type companies reach out to us, tech companies, and also universities, colleges reach out to us, and want to partner with us, and so it's been an interesting journey. I never would when I started this, I never would have solved that, but it totally makes sense because of exactly what we're talking about, right? These companies are going to launch, they're going to get off the ground, then it's about people.
Right.
How do we get the company off the ground? People. We need to hire people, and they're coming to us because we've got the job seekers that are looking for work. So it totally makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. I mean, they're we've said it before, they're growing. At some point, they're going to have to add talent to continue to grow and be what they want to be when they want to grow up, to be what they want to be, right? So they got to add. I mean, talent's huge, obviously. I mean, and there are going to be some very innovative people here today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And there's going to be some good connections made by a lot of people, or there should be.